Stunting is a habit. Get like me. Have you ever seen a Chevy with a
Butterfly, don't
kid?
stunt, stunt is a habit.
I'm not centered, am I?
You aren't. That's about right. There you go. We can
Yeah,
all
it's
see
not.
that proud bird logo back there too, with the great state of
Yeah,
Georgia.
absolutely. I think I bought it in California. Yeah, I did buy it in California actually.
I'm not surprised.
I was at San Luis Obispo. We were down there for a weekend, and I saw that in a store, and actually, I think it was a gift.
That's not what the yeah. That's not what your parting gift from the fourth.
No, no,
Yeah, but they gave you something similar, kind of though too, didn't
yeah,
they?
yeah, 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 yeah. State of Georgia, yeah.
But and I
Apparent.
thought Falcon was on it as well.
Yes, there is a falcon on it.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I know that it's not that, but like I said, I'm like, no, I remember when you showed me because you didn't know you were getting it, so you're like, wow, this is
No.
really thoughtful. Like,
Yeah, no, that's one of the best gifts I received. Probably the best one. The UGA paddle that I received was a nice one too.
yeah,
Apparently, I represent Georgia everywhere that I go.
it's a part of the fabric of many of us, including myself. But yes, I'm sure that you for sure you represent well. You're a native son, and for you're loud and proud about the idea of not being from Atlanta, which is the
Oh
one
yeah, nigga.
anyone that's remotely close to Atlanta, they feed into the Atlanta aspect. So
There.
the idea that you're a Georgia boy as opposed to an
Yeah.
Atlanta nigga, it's a I'm sure that and then everybody can hear it in your voice too. So I mean,
Yeah, yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. I am Cartersville through and through. I'm sitting here with a pair of probably 6-inch inseam shorts on that have shrunk because I've washed them so many times in a golf shirt.
yeah, I know that was the first thing we spoke about in pre-production.
Well, like I told you, some people like these outfits.
I, I'm sure. I'm sure.
And I'm one of those people. Speaking of, I think I'm about to get off of the whole sneaker wave.
Hell, I already. I mean, I wear sneakers, but like, I'm such a plain Jane now, and it's crazy because I have a very nice shoe collection, but like, I wear my New Balances every day.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna get a couple of pair of New Balance, some all purposes.
They're
I,
great.
I've got to I've got to keep some Nikes just in the closet because I have like Nike like sweats and shit, and I'm not putting on New Balance and Nike sweats because that's tacky.
Mhm.
Um, but I'm probably gonna get me a nice pair of square-toed boots and some like boat shoes, but not like the Sperry's we wore in high school, a more adult version of that. And it may be Sperry branded, but just a more adult version of that. And I'm just kind of gonna get back to my roots because I like to dress this way. It's comfortable.
Mhm.
And dog, I don't like cleaning shoes and keeping shoes clean. I'm
See,
really
I
against
don't.
that. I
I
know you don't.
Yeah, I was about to say I wear my shoes when I wear them. I mean, now yeah, if something gets spilled on,
Yeah.
I'm gonna clean them. But like in terms of like, niggas will get the toothbrush and the cleaner. I don't do all that. Now, if I've got some bleach and I see that it is too dirty, yeah, I'll
Yes.
bleach and get a paper towel or something. Yeah,
Yes. If I want shoes that I'm like, ooh, let's take a Clorox wipe and just wipe these bad boys off and keep it moving.
yeah.
I I don't as much as I like a pair of white Air Force Ones and I will always own a pair. I don't want to be a regular Forces wearer because you got to walk
Do you
funny.
feel that you are that way currently to where you're saying you want to make this, change?
Well, I've like drifted into it naturally, but my shoes don't reflect it.
What do you wear to work?
Boots, nigga.
Okay, so you're a boots, you're a steel toe guy.
Compto.
Okay. Okay. It's funny that you bring this up too, because literally that's why I was at my brother's house. He's trying to sell his shoe collection, and I know people obviously kind of in that industry. Um, no, look, seriously,
I
this
can't say that.
literally, I just took like a picture of like everything. Oh, that's why it took a little bit longer than I expected. But he has Grail stuff because his shit is from the early two. Like he has Jordans and stuff that have not been retro that he's never worn, and with the box and everything. And like, for him, he just doesn't give a fuck, and it's like it's taking up space. And I'm like, I totally understand where you're coming from, because even for me, I'm mad at myself knowing how much money I've spent on shoes. Like, it's such a waste of money.
Yeah, and that's kind of where I'm at with it. I think I'm gonna get me a nice pair of square-toed Tacovas as my kind of going out shoes. But it's gonna be a lot. I'm probably gonna get just a pair of wear-around boots. I'm kind of falling into that blue collar guy look.
Yeah.
And I like it. Yeah, see, I like those, but what am I going to do with those?
Well, they're like a collector's item. Do you see what they are?
Yes.
So I didn't know that these even existed. It's an Amari Stoudemire Air Force One. And obviously he's getting inducted into the Hall of Fame, which I'm sure we'll touch on just briefly. The Hall of Fame.
I mean, I didn't have it in the notes because I didn't care. Amari Stoudemire is not a Hall of Famer.
Well, that's why we would touch on it briefly, which I guess
like
now.
They just put everybody in that fucking hall. You know what I mean? That hall is the NBA players are a hot dog, and the Hall of Fame is a hallway. You know what I'm saying? It's just space for everybody to go through there. Just hot dogs everywhere. If you just hot dog your career, you're going to the Hall of Fame. Nigga, I don't care. I just told you I'm all sneakers.
I get it.
Showing me sneakers.
Now, these are the ones though. He's got the original stuff of the 17s, and you know that Jordan hadn't retro those shoes, but he's got a lot of shit. I don't know if you know anyone that's a sneaker collector. I mean, he's got a size 14, so.
No, the person I know is a 13, and he's probably. I'll call him and see if he will go up to a 14 for shoes that he likes and can't get.
And they're original. They're all like this, like the defining.
Hey, no, bro. I'm just gonna ask one question, and then I'm gonna be done with it. If he says yes, then I'll pass the information along, and then everything else can go from there. The details, I'm not gonna remember those. But can you carry us for a hot second, because I've got to respond to a text real quick. And this is so rude. I apologize. I normally don't text during the show.
It's very rude.
I know, and that's why I'm apologizing. I'm taking accountability. But I got blindsided here, and I need to address it just briefly.
Okay. Well, you didn't leave me with very much here, but what I do know is
that's what she said.
That's a good one. But what I do know is the city of Atlanta is on fire right now for multiple reasons.
Why, that Braves fight last night?
You got that. You've got, I know we kind of briefly touched it last week. You've got new uniforms for the Falcons. I also made a couple of moves. I know it's not Falcons first. Maybe we could just, now that it's the off season, Atlanta first, right? You got Angel Reese in town. You've got, like you said, the fight yesterday. You've got the Hawks are the hottest team in the NBA. It's a lot going on in this city, and I think that that's something that, which is funny because to me, this is not a sports town. So it's like, it's odd because everybody doesn't really care. You had 404 Day this past weekend, which we didn't even get into that. You didn't even ask me how I'm doing. You're over here texting people. I was out for 404 Day, Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You were out the day before, too. Couldn't send a nigga an Addy. Couldn't even wait for a nigga to pull up on me.
I told you what brewery I was at.
I didn't remember.
Mutation. I literally said it.
Yeah, you may have said it.
I texted you.
No, you didn't text it. You just said I'm at the brewery. And I'm like, shit, man. I'm like, I was in and out.
My bad. I thought that you knew the name of the brewery.
No.
Yeah, it was Mutation. It's in Sandy Springs. It's like the only one in Sandy Springs. But
I don't go to Sandy Springs.
Me neither. But aside from when I go there, it's right down the street from where I went to high school. And so it's crazy. But
you don't go to Sandy Springs, but you went to high school there. Niggas say anything.
Well, that was also 15 years ago. I mean, so it's been a long time since I was consistently going out there. But yeah, that was a good time. But me and my niece, I took my niece out to dinner. We went to Kevin Rathman's. I actually met you. I don't even know. I know you're not a huge radio guy.
I don't know him if he's Atlanta radio.
Yeah. Steak Shapiro. So
means nothing to me.
No, for sure. But that's who I was next to. He actually apparently, and I don't know because I wasn't listening because I was at work, but gave me a shout out.
Who told you about it?
No, nobody told me. He said that he was going to do it because he was like, "What's your name?" He's like, "I'm going to give you a shout out on the radio." So I don't know if he did or didn't, but that's what I say apparently.
What name did you tell him?
I said Parlay Pete. But the funny thing is, so this is what makes it funny. So I'm at Kevin Rathman's. We go at like 6. So because I was like, Taylor, we need to go early. I said, it's 4:04 day. I said, I have no idea. Seriously.
You were worried about why were you worried about the hard R showing up there?
Oh, I wasn't worried about that. It was just more of, but white people, I mean, they might be like, it might be like, we might not be able to get a seat at the bar. Because I was going because my girl works at the bar. So she got to meet Z. But the thing is that we were good. The bar was pretty packed, but we got 2 seats. And so went there, had a fantastic lunch. Well, I guess it would be dinner. It was 6:00 dinner. The UConn game was on. And that's when I noticed that he was sitting there. He was kind of being an asshole. But he runs Atlanta Eats too, which I knew that already. But like, there's this Atlanta Eats is like a thing. Like it's a thing. So he runs that. But he also started 790 to the Zone. He's the one that started it. But he works for 92.9 now. Anyways, he's next to me. We're talking. He had put in a bet on Illinois second half -4. I took Connecticut +4. I won the bet. But the thing is, we had a really good conversation. We were just talking sports and stuff. But so shout outs to him. But and I hope he did actually reciprocate it on Monday. I just don't know. I didn't go back and try and listen either. But yeah, good time. So we were on the Beltline, and then after we left there, we walked over to what's the fucking spot where everybody that's in their 20-somethings go? Because that was the first thing I was telling Taylor. I was like, and I know she knows.
Have we been?
Yeah. It's you know what it's called, man. It's the most packed spot on the Beltline.
Oh, I don't know the name of it.
It's not Lady Bird.
Yeah. I know the place you're talking about. I just don't know the name of it. And they don't pay us, so we don't have to shout them out. That place.
Yes. So we went there. $76 for 2 doubles of Terramana.
Excuse me?
$76 for 2 doubles of Terramana. So 4 shots.
Nigga, that's two bottles of Terramana.
Exactly. Or I'll do you one better, Lee. That's the biggest bottle you can get, plus probably a
pint.
Yeah. So yeah, I wasn't expecting that. And obviously I was feeling good. I won a little bit of money. We just had a great dinner. I don't hang out with my niece by myself that often, especially not downtown. Normally it'll be out on the east side. Well, like when you met us and we got lunch. So I don't hang out with her. Her birthday is next week. She's going to Amsterdam in 2 days for her birthday. She turns 21 finally. So it's like I wanted to do something for her, and I had been dying for a steak dinner. I felt like I deserved it finally. And so went and did that, but we went there afterwards. And yeah, that was and then we went to Manny's. I always make a pit stop at Manny's because I have to.
Was your guy working there?
Yeah, he was there. That's why we stopped, because I drove by. We were coming back here, and then I looked in. I see a big white dude with a beard. I'm like, Garrett's here. So I was like, we have to go in. Got another shot there and a little appetizer, and then we took it home, And so maybe not the most eventful 404-day weekend, but I don't even understand when this shit became really something anyways. But it was packed on the Beltline.
I think Eric Bellman had something to do with that.
I don't remember when it got it, like, was it something, but like at the same time, it was like in full force. And I get it. It's a celebration of Atlanta, basically, right? But like it's like
hard R celebration,
yeah, it was niggered out on the belt line.
which ended in and just to be serious for a moment, some hard R behavior. And that's the shitty thing about these types of events is, bruh, y'all niggas get a day. I'm sure it started as some hood shit and then it got bigger and then it got co-opted and y'all end up shooting. You end up killing a 16-year-old girl.
Yeah.
I've had a concealed carry permit since I was 22. I didn't get one at 21 because I primarily lived on a college campus and you can't have guns on a college campus.
Right.
But the summer after I graduated, I got a concealed carry permit and bought my first pistol. Guess what I don't do when I leave the house?
Bring it out with you and expect to use it.
I rarely bring it out with me. Remember, we've talked about this here. When I would travel from Albany and have my pistol with me, where the hell would it go before we went out?
I've seen
somewhere out of the way inside your place.
You brought it here, right? I was about to say, when you come here, you bring it here and you leave it here and put
it
up.
I put it up. Like I have it for travel because it's to protect my home. And
my the only person I know that actively will actually walk out with this shit and like, well, he won't have it showing, but like, you know,
he fits the description.
Jew celebrates nigga culture, and I'm not mad at Jew for that. But
it's not even just nigga culture. It's also his Henry
Southern,
yeah. It's Southern culture. Like, don't get it twisted. I grew up around guns. Like, I have family members who are gun toters. I'm comfortable around guns. I think it's weird to take a gun into Walmart, but I grew up with guns. You know what I'm saying? But I grew up with guns like behind the door, like in the closet. Like guns were accessible when I grew up.
For sure.
And I was taught how to use guns at an early age. I got my first pellet gun when I was like 10. You know what I'm saying? Like I was hunting by 10, 11. So I was around guns. They're not weird for me.
No, I understand it. Yeah.
But as somebody who's comfortable with guns, supports the Second Amendment as it's written, not as y'all interpret it for your money. I don't go places where I think I need a gun. And I don't think that I need a gun in most places that I go. And people who think they need guns are people who use guns and take lives. And I just try to stay away from a lot of those people personally. But to my bigger point, bro, nigga, go out and have fun. It's never that serious.
But it is, though, for some people. And that's the issue. The issue is that we've created an environment. And when I say we, I don't mean literally us, right? But like this culture has created this environment where people feel like, you know, it's kind of just like back in school. Where
what is this culture? Just to be specific, because I don't want to respond wrong to what I think you mean by this culture.
I'll speak specifically for Atlanta, not black culture, but Atlanta black culture. Then, it doesn't have to be even black, just Atlanta culture.
No, what Atlanta is, yeah.
To where everybody thinks that you've got to be. Well, I'm the bad. Like basically, if a nigga try me, it's lights out. Like these are. It's not made up either. Like this is literally, man, this is how people really, the mentality that people go out with. They go out with wanting a motherfucker to try them so that they can use it. Like,
why do you think they feel that way? Because before you bash it, let's try to understand how somebody gets there. It doesn't come from nothing.
Because just like anything else, whenever you step out of the house or just anywhere, we have a podcast together and we disagree on things. You don't think that when somebody steps out, there's going to be some sort of disagreement.
But hold on, but because you're already starting too shallow. Let's dive a little bit deeper. What takes somebody to thinking that the resolution to a disagreement or disrespect or a problem is taking someone's life?
Well, if you ask the person that would end up actually doing it, they would say that that was never their intention anyways, right? Like,
But I'm asking you. I'm asking you, what do you think gets them there? I don't care about their intentions,
so I don't
because
know.
because hold on, when you leave the house with a gun, you intend to use it. When you pull out a gun, you intend to use it. That's why I don't travel with. That's why I don't go places with guns.
Yeah,
When you say, "Oh, it's just for self-defense," well, that means you left the house intending to defend yourself. When you're walking to the mailbox and you don't lock your door, do you take your keys?
yeah, I agree. I agree with you. I don't. What did Vince McMahon say? I don't write the rules around here, but it gets back to what I was getting into. It's this whole I'm trying to start something without starting something, like mentality. Like that is what this is.
But what creates that mentality? That's what where I'm trying to get you to go. Like the mentality exists. We know that it exists. But why do you think it exists?
So I don't know, just because I'm not one of those people either. But the thing is that it could be for numerous reasons for somebody. It could be anything. You know, a lot of people like to go back to their childhood and trauma and what they grew up watching, whether it's, it could be music, it could be TV. I mean, it could be anything, right? But like the specific answer, it varies because we're all different. But like at the same time, if I had to put it in and wrap it up in a present, I would just say in general, it's the influence around what you've seen. Like, I mean, it's everything about your surroundings. Because those are typically the only people that do that. It's the people that grow up in these. You said that you grew up with guns around you. I did too. We've had my parents, even in Stone we have guns all over the place at the house. But at the same time, I never once touched them, any of that stuff. Hell, I've only shot a gun a few times in my life. Seriously, because I've never even gone to a shooting range. I've shot guns at my dad's house before. I've never had to use, and I have a gun too. So it's like, but nobody ever sees it. You know what I mean? Because I don't ever have that shit. Mariana's probably never seen a gun in person. Like,
but hey, we also grew up comfortable.
Yeah. Well, now look. Now here's another thing, and it can happen anywhere. I've been robbed in this house.
No. We're not talking about being robbed, because that's totally different. Now that, like, your dad had guns in his house in case of a robbery.
There is always a chance, no doubt.
Yes, yeah. Like nobody. There are criteria that make you more likely to get robbed, but there is not criteria to getting robbed outside of being alive. Anybody can be robbed for any reason. So I don't want to take it from you getting robbed, but like think about the robbers, right? What makes somebody actually become a robber? Because I know we want to shit on the Atlanta nigga culture for not knowing how to act, and we can do that all day long because it needs to be shit on. But also, we need to take a step back as Black people who take part in some of this cultural stuff, but also have disagreements with it, and investigate some of the reasons why people act this way, and not just say they're stupid, because it's deeper than that.
People believe in fantasies. And so, like, I'm not going to just say it's just music or media or entertainment, because that's what it really is, right? It's entertainment. But like, that is kind of, at least if it's beat into your head repeatedly, it comes from, I would think, music, because that's the only place that, outside of the news, when you see it on the news, if you watch the news at any point, that's the only other place that you're hearing people talking about shooting people. It's typically in like hip hop. But at the same time, like you said, go inside the head of a robber or somebody that's doing it. Those people came in here and they told me why they did it. They thought I was selling drugs. Now, I wasn't.
But hold on. You're still. It's not why they robbed you.
That's what they said they robbed me.
No. Yeah, but we're not talking about why they robbed you specifically, right? Because you are just the person that they robbed that day. That was not their first robbery. They didn't see they They hold on, no, hold on.
I
They
agree.
did not see you and say, hey, you know what? I think today is the day we start robbing. No,
Yeah, no.
I'm talking about. I am talking about the mindset of someone who robs. And you say the music, but you listen to the same music growing up.
I know, but but wait, two things, because I have to catch this before you said it. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I don't know. It could have been them niggas' first day rob, just because of the way that they were asking.
They were robbers.
Them niggas are probably 6 feet under right now, because if they catch the person, like, but that's
they might be, but like, you did not influence them to become robbers.
No.
That's the point I'm making. So like, their reason for robbing you is pretty irrelevant to the conversation of why people become robbers.
But some people are influenced differently, because like you said, if I listen to the same music and I don't do it, well, what's their problem and what's not mine, or what am I not getting out of it? Whether it's how I grew up, the influence of how I grew up, or whatever, these are people, man, that they take the fucking, and I'm not saying Malcolm X, but I'm using the quote, the by any means necessary. Some people take this stuff to heart in a different kind of way. And in the case of somebody that just goes to people's houses and robs, or shows up to 404 day with a gun and shoots, and it just shoots because they run into somebody they don't like, or somebody said something to them, or somebody stepped on their shoe, or some dumb shit, and they didn't like the way that somebody disrespected them, so they felt like it wasn't self-defense. They brought it out because they wanted to use it. Like you said earlier, you were coming out with that knowing that you want to use it, but they want a reason to use it too. So very rarely do I think somebody is showing up to something literally just to shoot, because when we see they're normally mass shootings.
But you want to, yes, you don't just say, hey, I want to shoot, so I'm going to do that. But you want a reason to shoot, because if you didn't want a reason to shoot, you wouldn't bring your gun.
Case in point, you were there when
but like, no, fuck him. Let's stay here, because
but he's a good example, just because
he ended up killing somebody.
He did eventually, right? But like, and none of you, me and JP knew, but like, y'all didn't even. I knew that he had a gun because he showed us, and I don't know why he showed us.
Yeah, but I didn't care that he had a gun.
But but I'm just saying, it's an intimidation factor, but people feel like they have to be a certain way. That's why I brought up school.
But
back in school.
But like,
people don't graduate from the school mentality.
Like, I keep asking why, and
you have to ask somebody that does it, Lee. I can't give you the true why. I can give you what I think, but like,
are you curious? Are you truly curious about the why?
No, because I've got too many other things to fucking worry about. Honestly, like, nah, yeah, there's a lot of things I want to know about, but like, at the same time, I need to figure out other things like that are more pressing than that.
But you don't think that's more pressing? I mean, shit, nigga, look where you live.
It's not even that bad over here.
No. I'm not talking about your block, your complex. Yeah, I'm just saying.
I am talking about the community.
But I'm just saying, like, the city you live in, you know, that gas station, that Texaco, the liquor store.
Man, people, they be going on about their day.
I know they go on about their day, but those are also a lot of the same people who have that same mindset. And we also know those people, more times than not, they ain't bothering nobody. They only bother people in like these few instances. And these instances can go a different place. You know, I just think it's an interesting thing to think about, because it's so easy to dismiss the behavior because it is deplorable behavior. But without investigating the whys, I don't think we get closer to a solve. And I think it's super layered, you know. because it ties into what happened to Offset this week, where he allegedly got shot by another rapper at a fucking casino. And it's like, hey, you guys are millionaires. And I don't even care about Offset's gambling debts, right? That's whatever. That's between him and whoever he owes. But for a debt amongst millionaires to rise to shooting versus a lawsuit, that's crazy to me. Like that same mindset, you see, like that mindset.
That's the mindset.
It travels, and the money doesn't change it, right? So I ask, where does it come from? And I think it's less about the rap music. I think the rap music becomes an illustration of life. You know what I'm saying? It's an illustration of real life, and
they're reporters, but that's why I said it's the environment. Like,
yes, but the environment is so important. And if we get into the causes of those environments, that's a whole nother conversation that we don't do on this show. Because yeah, you know, those guns and drugs just showed up in the hood one day. The black neighborhoods weren't always violent.
No, but if you give somebody something to be violent over, they will be.
Yeah, like crack and poverty.
Hey, think about it. Whenever somebody is in a situation where it's either you or me, they will always choose me.
And the worst part is, a lot of people think it's you or me, and their view of life is so limited that it's not even a you or me situation. I mean, think about how many people don't leave their hometowns, don't leave their home states, don't travel, and get these different experiences, don't go to college, don't join the military, don't make friends who come from different walks of lives that challenge your young, your immature thoughts, to then say, hey, this Muslim guy is not bad, so I guess they all aren't terrorists. And then you go, hold on, most Muslims aren't terrorists. These Muslims actually don't give a damn about me more than I give a damn about them, and they're just trying to mind their business and pay their bills and go home. Why do we, you know what I'm saying?
When do you chalk that up to, and I'm not saying that that's what this is, but when do you chalk it up to ignorance, right? Like, where people, obviously the saying ignorance is bliss. Is it because they just don't know any better? Like, or is it because they chose to not want to even know better? Like,
I think it's a combination of both, and being in situations where that hasn't been challenged, because we're talking about the ignorance in the hard R community. Why? Because we care about it and it's relevant to us. But
because we're viewed as a hard R to somebody.
Yeah, but I was at a local
same people
party.
in reality.
But hold on.
But
hold on. Let me bridge the gap here. I was at a Republican Party meeting a couple weeks ago locally, and I'm there with a different crowd of people. And I listened to them talking about some Muslims who have moved into the area and have started buying land and building businesses, and talking about how bad that is. And I go, I don't want that in my country. And I go, what are you talking about? Somebody can afford to buy property and then build a business. I thought that's what we do in America. I thought that's what the conservative party values are, of small business. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, but then you go, oh, you're ignorant too. The way if you travel, your travels are different. You know what? You've grown up in the rural South. You've been in the rural South your entire life. Your family has been in the rural South your entire life. Oh, your views haven't been challenged in a way that could change your life. Because, going to Morehouse, the school is so geographically diverse that some of your long-held values are going to get challenged by one of your best friends just because they grew up differently. And when you have those experiences, I think you become comfortable with different lifestyles that aren't yours, because they don't actually affect you. You only care when they affect you.
But that's that's the point of it is, to me. But I think that like you said, it kind of comes back to the it always goes back to the home. I don't give a fuck what nobody says. Now, look, obviously there are people that come from good homes that still do fucked up shit, but that ain't on a parent or something like that or a guardian.
But also a good home. That's a very relative. That's relative because
Yeah, it's
there are quote
extremely
unquote.
relevant. And the thing is that
I said relative, not relevant. Relative.
Relative, but it's relevant too. But yeah, I hear you. But the thing is, I tell you what, and only because the best experience that I can give is my own. I have always, regardless of who my parents were, they didn't influence what it is that I necessarily wanted to do, or maybe they did indirectly, and I still don't realize it. But
yeah, they did.
I've always had the mind of somebody that wanted to explore and to do to do a lot of these things that would introduce you to being able to know
that's your parents' influence
more about everybody else. And
that's your parents' influence because of how they raised you.
Sure, but this is what I'm saying, but indirectly, because they're not necessarily. I mean, now my dad's done it, but of course he's older, right? So he can do it. But it's like it's not like my mom was like, man, let's go to France or something. Like and it's not because they couldn't do it. So it's just more along the lines of like something has to spark within somebody to want to be something other than what they are. Or what they're told that they're supposed to be, because let's look at just because you brought Offset, let's look at the Pooh Shiesty thing too. That was something that had been rumored, and now basically it's come to light, and that it did in fact happen. But the thing is, a nigga like Pooh Shiesty, FDO, he's telling you that, again, a millionaire, right? Like, or at least what we believe to be a millionaire, he doesn't give a fuck. Because of his environment, he's okay with
Well, hold on. Before you even drive your point home, his dad was with him. So fuck the environment is his house. Not that he doesn't give a fuck. He does give a fuck because what he was taught is different than the mainstream. Like that's like what Pooh Shiesty did. It's not giving a fuck. It is having a different principle set than what's socially acceptable. He went with his dad. You do things with your dad.
When somebody thinks that they can do whatever they want, it'll never end good for them.
Well, no, but
because that's what the principle of what his dad, I guess, if his dad was with him. See, I didn't know that, but like the principle of that foundation that you're supposed to get, basically he told him you can do what you want to do, because that has to be what it is.
Or maybe he didn't teach him that. Maybe he taught him, hey, this is the line of respect that you will demand, and if that line is crossed, you violate, and whatever consequence comes with that.
By any means,
but you accept it because your respect or whatever that value is the most important thing.
Yeah, I think, again, we don't know the situation just that great, but at the same
time, we don't have to know a situation. If somebody is on camera robbing and kidnapping somebody with their father, we know enough. We know enough about. I'm not even mad at Pooh Shiesty no more. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna call. How you gonna call a nigga a dumbass for conducting business with his daddy?
No, I'm not. What I'm saying is that Gucci Mane allegedly, whether he tricked that nigga into signing a contract or not, just for him to come back and rob him and make him try and basically get him out of the deal that he signed already. Certainly, contracts are very important, and I understand that. I have a better understanding of it today than I ever have. that nigga can't. That's that by any means necessary. That shit to the point of where it doesn't matter. Basically, you can do what you want because that's what he thought he could do. He thought he could just do what he wanted. When they literally probably could have bought him, he could have probably got out of the contract without doing it, right? Like,
or Gucci Mane gave him a number that he couldn't get to, or just said, "No, I'm not selling no, I'm keeping this." Gucci did the same thing to Flocka. Flocka didn't make music for years because Gucci wouldn't let him out of his contract.
Yeah, and we've seen it time and time again in music.
But hold on, like, you're saying by any means necessary, not by any means. You're saying you do whatever you want.
Because that's that's the mentality.
No, I don't think that's the mentality, because there's consequences tied to it, and clearly he was comfortable with the consequences. The guy's been to prison already, so he doesn't view prison the way that you and I view prison. So for us to talk about it from his perspective and what his mentality is, we also have to try to look at the outcomes the way that he would, because if we view it through our lens, it's like, yo, this nigga's wild. What the fuck is he doing? But if you're comfortable going to prison over something you believe in, you're okay when you go to prison.
But that's why you can do whatever you want, because there are no consequences.
No, there are still consequences.
No, there are consequences, but I'm saying there are no consequences for you if you're numb to the idea of what the consequence is. That means
I'm not saying you're being numb to the idea of the consequences. I'm saying that you accept the consequences, you take full accountability, and whatever comes with this comes with it. For some people, I throw a bunch of money into something that I think is going to work, and I'm willing to accept bankruptcy. You know what I'm saying?
Lee, hear me out. Human being to a mob. What's a mob to a king? What's a king to a god? What's a god to a non-believer? It's the same principle, and why I'm saying it the way I'm saying it. It's the sense of there is no, like, yes, they accept the consequence, but at that point, it doesn't matter. It doesn't even matter. It does in the grand scheme, but to them, because it doesn't matter.
No, it does matter because you didn't. It does matter. But you know what? That nigga didn't rob me. I got my get back. That nigga won't fuck with me.
And now he won't have a chance to do anything else because no matter what,
who cares?
No matter what. But that's the point, though.
No, it's not. Like, get out of your brain for a second. Like, hey, some niggas are real deal crash outs and they accept the consequences. You've done some illogical, wild shit.
Yeah.
And you said, whatever comes with this, I accept it.
Correct.
I'm not talking about when you think you're going to get away. I'm talking about certain lifestyle choices that you make. Shit, we both drink. We know what comes with drinking. We accept what comes with it.
But I'm saying we're on the same page. I'm just simply saying that at that point, the rules don't matter. They don't matter. If somebody were to
getting circular,
rape my daughter, and I decided that it didn't matter if I wanted to go grab the gun and go blow somebody's brains out, obviously I'm okay with going to jail or getting killed over it. So
the rules still matter.
But I'm saying that, like, because my mind is made up on it, it doesn't mean I was taught that way, even though to a degree I kind of was.
So boom, you were taught. Yeah, but see, the risk profiles are just different. That's all it is. There are things that it does not matter what the law says. It doesn't matter what anybody's moral code says. It doesn't matter what judgment comes. It doesn't matter what the fuck happens to you. Certain things will say, you know what, I'm going to break the law and I don't care what happens.
Right.
But the rules still matter because there is a consequence that's tied to it, and you've evaluated the consequence, and you say you don't give a fuck because your personal code is more important than. Yeah, maybe, but I just think
It's
we mean no. I think we're meaning the same things, but like I disagree with you saying that the rules don't matter. Like I don't accept
to that individual anymore.
I don't accept that because I think the rules still matter.
They matter because they're in place. But like,
well, yeah. So then the rules matter because they're in place.
But like, aside from that, to the individual, it doesn't mean anything. It has no meaning. Like, it only means something to everybody else looking. Like that person, it doesn't mean anything anymore.
Well, nigga, explain it that way next time.
I just did. I did the.
But you do this.
No, you king to God, God to a non-believer. But the crescendo of it all is the non-believer to a God. If God is God and somebody doesn't believe, what is it? And that's the rule. The God.
You were 10 minutes into you were 10 minutes into the argument when you said that, though. Because you present your best evidence late. Like, hey, let's get a good opening statement, not a good conclusion.
A prosecutor or a fucking defense attorney does, though.
Yeah, but they don't introduce
for the fucking jury and the judge at the end.
Yeah, but you're pulling you're more so pulling a Steve because you're like bringing in new information in conclusion. You don't conclude with new information. You just conclude with a better spin.
Well, Lee, I like dragging out a conversation to the point where it would get to having that moment as opposed to a clear as day Max Kellerman, Stephen A. Smith.
I'm okay, drag
a fucking the fucking best shooter on the Warriors. I want Andre Iguodala to shoot it. You can say that in the beginning, but
no, I just for conversation purposes and for giving the listener a more contextualized conversation. When you save like defining points, like defining supporting information to your major point, when you save it to the very end, especially in this format, we've had so much conversation in between where we're actually talking past each other to where if that information is presented earlier, if there is a true disagreement, we'll actually hash it out on our best points as opposed to like building up and then ending with the best point. And we had the full conversation and we're concluding with your best point. And now we're restarting the conversation because we're discussing that big point that creates a good conversation. And like, I apologize because this is me like low key producing like mid show and like getting behind the scenes. And this is normally a private conversation that we would have, but like, it kind of just flows with the conversation because on this end, it's hard to debate that way. Not even debate to like go back and forth in a conversation because I'll be disagreeing and I'm on this disagreeing hill and then you finally tie it up and it's like, dog, why do we just?
Yeah, but that's kind of like the point though. That's
no.
I'm saying that is the point.
But we have organic conversations. We don't want to debate to just agree at the end just because we already agreed.
We were already agreeing. I just think that
but you weren't articulating it.
Something. But we were already, like I said, we were saying again, you don't agree with how I think an individual would feel in that scenario, but we ultimately agree, yes, do the rules matter? Obviously, but at the same time, they don't to an individual who doesn't care about them. Like because it doesn't mean anything. It literally means nothing. Even if the rules mean something, it doesn't to that person. That's why they're doing what they're doing. Like, which is why.
Yes. No. We're done. We're done. We've talked about this way too long. Like this conversation's over. We're not getting back into this because you're about to get into a 3-minute story. We've got to push. We're getting circular.
I wasn't getting into a 3-minute story, but
you can't tell a 2-minute story. You can't tell a 1-minute story.
Period. What are you talking about?
Can you even have a quickie? Are you capable of doing a quickie?
You know what's happened. But
no. I mean like a planned quickie, not like you get in there and it's quick.
Oh, for sure. Come on now.
I mean, I just know
you don't think niggas have had car sex knowing that they had to hurry up, or I'll give you a better one. Very short story. Julian Turner birthday party. I might have been our senior year.
No, that doesn't count. No. I'm talking about as a grown ass man. I ain't talking about like college. I'm talking about like 26, 27 plus.
I haven't really had the opportunity to necessarily have to do that aside from maybe, man, I got to hurry up and go to work type thing. But like outside of that, it hadn't like, I'm not presented in a situation where I would have to do it.
Like maybe she's cooking and then you just walk up behind her and you put a little meat to butt and then you grow a little bit more than you thought you would. So you end up just pulling her pants down and kind of going in and then she finishes cooking dinner.
I mean, I've had a scenario like that, but I don't, at that point, I guess, but you're putting it up against something that's timed because depending on what's being cooked, the stove's got to be washed. You can't necessarily turn it off depending on what it is.
And that's why it's a quickie. It's like just a quick awkward position, like put her up on put her knee up like on the counter, and you're just in there, and it's like 2.5, 3 minutes tops, and then you're done, and then she gets back to cooking.
I think more of time. Which that is a time thing, but more of like I have to be somewhere. So that more or less is what that would be like.
Oh, okay.
They've got to go to work, or I literally need to be somewhere, like something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, or like.
And even then, this gets. I hate to put another. It's not a ribbon because I want to hear what you have to say, but. Could be one of those situations where I just don't give a fuck about whatever it is that I got to do. I'll be late. I don't care about the consequences. Like,
I was just more so talking about like the plan. I could just see you not being a quickie guy.
I like, I'm drawing things out. I mean, but I don't. I had a quickie. Yeah, come on.
Hey, you know what? I'm actually, if I do a quickie, it has to be like super impromptu. Like it has to be totally like off the cuff that we like fade into the quickie. Because if I try to have a quickie, I'm probably gonna have performance anxiety and not get it up. Too much pressure.
Yeah. Well, and not that this is a men's sex show, but
it's not. But we're men.
Well, and technically, it's not off season yet because there's.
Yeah, it is. We don't watch the NBA.
No,
we're not only.
Playoffs are getting ready to start, and that is something that we will.
Yeah, but we used to be league pass. We used to be league pass guys.
But I think even if we had the time, and we spoke about this in the past, the NBA is just not a good product. So it's kind of like
no. I don't like watching it.
It's kind of like, well, who fuck cares about the NBA? Until we know the niggas are playing and we know who's playing every game, which is the playoffs. But we will have to get into the Lakers, which I guess will be a good segue to get to the NBA. My men's sex question was going to be because those boys.
It's not a sex with men question, right? Just a men's sex.
No. A men's sex. I tell you, a men's sexual health question. How about that?
Okay.
I didn't lost my damn train of thought on it, but it was about to relate to the quickie.
What's the quickest I've gone?
No. The question was gonna be, well, I know. Pause. I know you one of your turn-ons. Because that is kind of going to be that. It was going to be more along the lines of like, what is something that you think as a man that's a must during sex for you?
Ooh, a must?
Yeah, and the one thing that's a must. There's some guys that are like, I can't fuck a bitch unless I'm getting hit. I know that you've had. I don't know, but I know like that you've had sex. You don't have to get blown to fuck a bitch.
No,
like I know that.
No, yeah.
But some dudes are like, nah. Like I've got to get like.
Nah, man. Look here, when I'm rock, if I'm rock, I don't need nothing else. Right. Solid as a rock. You think I want to waste some of these valuable moments on your good or bad? Like if you're, especially if I don't, if I'm not in love with your mouth,
if you're test driving a car for the first time,
like I don't even know how long I'm gonna be able to drive this car. Let's get out the parking lot. Let's get on the highway.
Yeah.
Let's open this baby up. But the most important thing is a wet spot so that we can have some friction. I ain't trying to start no fire here. If you aren't a moist woman, I have nothing for you. I don't care how fine you are. If I gotta get the lube out every time, I'm good.
Mm.
And I also know for somebody who's listening to this, it's like, well, it's on the man to get her there. Yeah, I know that. But like if I can't get you moist, if you're not moist, you know what I'm saying? Like I've dealt with some leakers in my day. You know what I'm saying? Some real LA leakers. Um and
You hit a free
yeah. Oh yeah. Sometimes they go long, sometimes they go short. I don't know what I'm gonna say. I'm just gonna get to spitting.
Yeah. See, so I think for me, I'm not, a lot of dudes, like I said, there are certainly in the past, locker room guy talk. There are guys that I know are like, man, some niggas do, they act like the man, because, and I know that this has been gets back to lyrics of music, entertainment, where some people are like, man, fuck the ass, like I want the mouth, right? Like,
hip hop taught them that, dog. I've had some good mouths in my day, but there's not a mouth out there that's better than a good box.
Than a good fucking box. Exactly. I've had my dick sucked something serious, but it don't replace the vagina. There's no doubt about that. But like,
well, hey, what's that nigga Juvenile say? She sucked my dick, get it back hard.
Yeah, well, right, because really, that's like, what do we call that in EMTs?
I call it demon behavior.
No, I'm saying like resuscitation.
Oh, yeah.
Because like you said, if you're not rock hard in that situation for a quickie, if a chick fucking pulls your pants down and spits on your dick, you're gonna immediately react to that.
Unless that mouth bad.
Well, but then at that point, then you must be fucked. If you fucked her before, there's no way. Well, no, yeah, but no. I've had some chicks that have given bad head that I fucked again, but it like, but and I don't like to. It's like a first impression type thing too. When it
I don't.
They can be. No, I ain't saying chicks are nervous, but like some of them don't pull out all the tricks.
If she got good mouth, she ain't nervous. You know what I'm saying? Because like to have good mouth,
exactly.
Yeah,
first time.
Because like yeah, like if you got good mouth, like you practice that. You know what I'm saying? And like you've been told you got good mouth because when like the joint who can really suck dick, right? And there are some chicks out here who suck dick well. Excuse me, give great fellatio, right? And they don't even know that they're demons like that. They're just good at it. They're pretty good at it. They don't lead.
They know they're demons.
No. I'm talking. No, they don't know they're demons because they don't necessarily lead with the crazy head, right? But then you got some who know that they are demons. They are soul suckers, soul snatchers.
You sent me a photo of somebody, a young lady, and literally the first thing I told you was, I think I said 4 out of 10. I mean, you said, well, it wasn't, because it didn't have anything to do with that. But I knew that you said it too, because obviously
the aesthetic.
I slept with it. Well, I slept with it. But the thing is,
well, yeah, I was like saluting your roster.
No. She's great. Like aesthetically, yeah, she's very pleasing. But the one thing, and it's crazy because that's the one thing I kind of think about when I see her now. I mean, we're friends, but like at the same time, that's a good example of like somebody that in a situation where she's going to make somebody happy for all the other reasons in the world. Seriously, because I know I'm not marrying her, but at the same time, that is something that, it's crazy. That's exactly why I couldn't marry somebody like that. Like in a weird way.
You know what? She does have a lot of.
Really, the next question. I didn't want to cut you off, but that really is actually the next question. Can you marry somebody that you don't enjoy the sex with?
No, I'm gonna cheat.
Exactly, because you'll cheat on them. Exactly. I'm not speaking. I'm saying just. I mean, I know.
No. I didn't think you would. No, I'm just saying. Yeah,
sex can be good and you'll cheat, but like I'm saying, like I know for a fact I can't do it. Like I can't get that close to doing it.
Hey, but some would say the sex isn't good because you're not getting her there and y'all aren't in tune.
Or if you ask Ludacris, he said some say the sex is overrated, but they just ain't doing it
right.
Same nigga that said, what did he say? Something. I blow her up.
He might be the most underrated rapper out of Atlanta, though.
Underrated, sure, but we already had. Think about.
I know.
5 years ago or 6, where it was me, you, and Boink, and we put together that list.
That was one of our best segments that we probably like. That segment's audition tape material
for hip hop media for sure. Yeah, especially.
Yeah, but we couldn't work for them though. We'd get shot.
There's no true hip hop. To me, I mean, I guess Ray Daniels now kind of is doing something like that. And he's not from here.
You've got. Oh, you mean in Atlanta?
Yeah, like the.
I wouldn't want to cover Atlanta hip hop. It's too street. Like I wouldn't want to be around the rappers.
Because the Big Bank dude is more of Oprah. He's like Dr. Phil and shit. Like he's not. He doesn't do what Joe Budden does, but with Atlanta. As his, like, yeah, he's. I mean, he's mainstream. So, like,
Atlanta doesn't exist in Atlanta, and honestly, I don't know what it looks like because
there's no retired dude. Because even with T.I. doing Expeditiously, he more so interviews people. Like he doesn't.
Yeah, he's not a personality.
Yeah, there's not a first take version of Atlanta hip hop.
And honestly, T.I. was too good at rap to be the media guy. Like,
exactly. But there's that too.
Joe Budden works because he had a hit. He's respected by rappers as a lyricist.
Enough to where he can get a Jay-Z diss.
I mean, he got a Jay-Z diss, a Drake diss. He beefed with Game and Lloyd Banks.
Eminem.
Well, he was on Def Jam back when Def Jam was Def Jam. Like,
no, I know. Yeah, he's on.
Yeah.
But like I'm saying,
he signed Eminem, but
Slaughterhouse and shit. Like, yeah.
Yeah, but Joe's respected amongst rappers as a rapper. So him talking about rap and even criticizing rappers, it is acceptable and respected because he's done it, but he wasn't good enough. Like if T.I. come out and say some shit's trash, it's way different than if Joe Budden says it. Because T.I., he had a run of what? Platinum, multi-platinum, you know what I mean? Like
T.I. has like a 7-year run.
And he just came and like with his song that's going crazy now, that shit actually slaps.
It's the first. I don't know if you saw this. I saw it on Twitter or X, but
I don't use X.
Oh, that's where all the fucking shit comes from. But point being,
I disconnected from it, and I just hadn't got tapped back in, and so my algorithm's terrible.
I'm trying to tell you, that's another story. But the point is, yes, T.I. So, but that song specifically is the first. It's so crazy. It's the first gold hip hop song of the year.
Yeah, and it slaps.
And there's been no platinum ones though. But it's the first song to reach even that status this year. But it sounds like old T.I. too. He sounds like he got back in, and maybe it helps that Pharrell is on the beat because it does sound like a beat that he would have done for him 15 years ago. But like, it's a good song. And I'm glad, like, even though the 50 Cent T.I. beef,
It's
it
over.
died
Who
down,
cares?
but it was also kind of just corny too, because they're talking about, well, he wanted to do a versus. He said he would do one. Now he's back now. Now he's talking about my fucking wife and my kids and shit. But like, and now my kids are dissing him. But like,
hey, let's stay here, right? You talk about the Ti 50 back and forth. We've got people going at LeBron for what he said about Memphis, so we can get to that in a basketball conversation, right?
yeah,
But then you have
this is an all culture podcast.
yeah. But then you have you have all this media beef, right? Like it's Steve and Whitlock, right? Then Whitlock sits with Cam, so then Steve has to shoot back, and then Ryan Clark has to jump in. Then Marcellus has to moderate, then go sit with Whitlock. Then Acho has to give his take. Then Whitlock has to respond to Acho, and then Steve responds to Braun about Memphis, and then Matt Barnes responds to Steve, and then Steve responds back to Matt Barnes. And you know, like, what is up with black men specifically? And I'm not saying it doesn't happen in other cultures. I'm just not as tied in because I follow a lot more black culture. Because look at me, my skin is black. Sorry, but
Akon rap, bringing up Akon in a rap song.
But that wasn't Akon.
No, see, now I just went over.
Yeah. But why do niggas have to beef like this publicly? Like why is this what we're doing as a black culture? If you have a problem, go outside, and then because these media platforms, right?
They're gonna
even
bring
these
it
guys
out.
who,
We talked about this earlier, Lee.
yeah, but no, not everybody.
I know.
But yeah, joke. But these media platforms, sponsored by whoever, are profiting off of it. And yes, you are getting paid for this, but at what cost? Like this is a mainstay in black culture now that, oh, when somebody gets mad, they're gonna take to the airways and air it out. That's how people think that's a true description of how black men settle conflict. And these are just famous niggas who aren't normal niggas. But then normal niggas start doing the same thing on their social medias because they think that's how it's supposed to be done. And all in all, I just think it's corny. If you got a problem with somebody, talk to them or don't. Like, why is this?
I call it digital. It's digital warfare, Lee. It's a joke, but it literally is what we were just talking about because it's the same thing, just in a digital format.
But it's not real.
I know none of it is in reality.
But see, real people look at that and they think it's real, and they live it out.
That's who. Well, and that's the target. They're easily influenced, like that easily influenced.
And I think that's the conversation that you'll never hear in mainstream black media, because even the people who are like urban media, they're still mainstream. They're still sponsored and funded by the same people. You know, UPN was part of a major parent network, right? So they're going to control your programming to some degree.
People want money, man.
And that's nasty, bro. Like, y'all are supposed to be quote unquote the black influencers, the black leaders, the people who are trying to make black culture better, make black business better. But what y'all are doing are perpetuating negative stereotypes in a higher tax bracket. So now you're projecting to black people it's okay to act this way, but also to the rest of the world and country that this is how black people act no matter where they are.
And I salute you for saying that. And that's exactly why I salute even a Joe Budden, because it's the Joe Budden fucking network, right? Yeah, of course he's
but
paying him. But
yes, and I can hear how it's changing his broadcasting. Joe is not independent anymore. He's not independent.
Well, I mean, he did a Prize Picks commercial or something, right? So
and I don't know who funds Prize Picks. I have an idea.
You know, they're Georgia based.
Yeah, I said who funds it. I didn't say
Oh,
who started
I
it.
have no idea who the owner is.
Yeah.
But like,
So and
somebody with
damn
a
the
ton of money.
owner. I ain't talking about the owner. I'm talking about the person who owns the owner.
Yeah, or the group.
Yes, right. So I don't know. I don't know what their leanings are. I have an idea based on how Joe discusses certain things.
Whatever brings in the cash. I mean,
Well, and I think that especially as an independent media platform, cash should not, excuse me, as a host, as a broadcaster, the independent media broadcaster, cash should not be the first thing that drives you, because if cash is what drives you, why are you independent? Like
you would think after a minute, like you have so much money to where, well, how much more can you be bought out anyways? And so,
well, but how much can you lose? And what can you lose? And can you lose your earning potential?
I am so glad that you just said that, because since we're on this topic, obviously this is a show where I haven't brought up Kobe Bryant, Matt Ryan, but I'm going to bring up the next person. Kanye.
Golly, why'd you have to bring up those two? They're not relevant to the show. You just
Well, no, you said that one of these three people normally comes up, but
Kanye's in the topics. He's a topic today.
I know, and maybe
so you don't get you don't get credit.
What you just said is so relevant to everything that this dude's been doing. I'm not about to sit here and be one of these like dick sucking niggas and be like, man, look, Kanye, he been telling everybody. But the thing is, literally look at the situation that he's in. If the numbers are true, and Bloomberg is who did it, which I guess that's relevant, right? They said that he made $33 million for the two shows that he did. He generated that in revenue. If he's generating $33 million in revenue for a 2-night show at an NFL stadium, he's supposed to headline. Obviously, it got canceled. They canceled the whole festival, which is crazier. And then somebody got on a podcast. I had it. I'm going to send it to you. But like, they came out and basically said, somebody in the UK, and this is like old white guy, not saying that, oh, his word is law. But basically, Pepsi did okay it. That's why they did it. That's why they did it anyways. And
I saw that.
Back, and of course, then they stepped out and then canceled, and then the government shuts them down from traveling. They wouldn't do this to nobody else but some niggas. Bro, they do this. I don't like it. I don't like it's not because I love his music either.
I love it.
I love it. I don't like the way that they
love it.
Stuff how everybody tries to
I love it.
This stuff.
I love it. You know why?
It's fine.
Stop making them money. Stop shopping with them. Stop fucking with them. If you gotta bend over and beg somebody to make them millions of dollars, don't, nigga, fuck you.
Man,
and everybody can't be Kanye, because Kanye.
But that's why he did.
Kanye's uncancelable. Okay,
he showed
Kanye, but he's uncancelable by the people. He will always have the people, and people from different walks of life, people from different points in Kanye's journey. And Kanye is the outlier. When it comes to mainstream pop culture, Kanye West is the outlier. He has said things disparaging towards Black people. He has said things, I won't say disparaging. Let me rephrase that. He has said controversial things about Black people. He said controversial things about Jewish people. Everybody. He stood with the president. He's
gone against the president.
But you don't really lose anything for going against him. As a Black person.
Yes, W?
Fuck no. Nobody Black people.
He's got a better standing today because of our current president. A lot of people
and he shouldn't. You bullshit. He shouldn't, man. Enron. And just nigga, look up Enron.
I know everything about.
Yeah,
Bush the same Bush era. Bush
ain't doing anything.
Exact things how you say you'll be on YouTube and or not even just YouTube, but the conspiracy stuff. I don't watch all that, but
I know all the stuff I watch in the conspiracies. I do a lot of actual history stuff too. But Bush is
I
no
didn't want
different than
to
Trump.
make it seem like you just want that, but I'm bringing it up because you've
Yeah.
told. Yeah,
Yeah, I know, and I know we're good. I'm just clarifying because we do have an audience, and I don't want people
correct.
to think that I'm
That's
backed in conspiracy. Yes, I study conspiracies, but I bounce them off of reality history. I actually research to learn, not research to be right. So it's a different process.
It's a good quote. And
But we were, but the Kanye thing, right? I think it's fucked up. I think it's terrible. But look at the British dynasty. Look at the Britain's offspring. What about the UK made anybody think that a nigga with some controversy who's caused some problems and upset some people with money is just going to be able to go over there and do what he wants? No.
yeah, I knew that.
So stop going over there. Fuck them. Hey, here's what you do, artists, hip hop, black people. Let's not go to UK no more until they're gonna allow us, right? Because a lot of hip hop wants to kick Kanye out because they didn't like the stuff that he said and he's done, even though some of them whisper it and they fuck with him, right? They don't want to mess up their check. But instead of kicking him out, how about you stand with him and you can denounce anything you want to denounce, because it's not about standing with Kanye West, the human being. It's about standing with an artist who has fans, and these fans want to see this artist in their country, and then push it on the fans to from the grassroots try to get that change happen by influencing their government.
And that's their biggest music festival that they have there. And you start talking about London is behind New York, probably the second biggest media capital in the world. Drake headlined it last year, right? And so it's like, no, I'm bringing it up in terms of like the big artists that they'll get, right?
Well, Drake had to go somewhere to do something big at this point last year.
Right.
No. I'm
Drake. I'm just saying Drake. He was.
No, I know, but Drake also needed that. It's not like they booked Drake off of a heater.
He's big in the UK.
Yeah, but Drake needed to go somewhere. He just needed to go somewhere. Pause.
Whoa, pause. Come on. You got me. I'm glad your soundboard's not working, motherfucker.
Right. Oh yeah, because
yeah. And then it would have been even more relevant to say New Kung Fu Kenny of all things. But
yeah, I probably would have to play Boogie Cousins too. The whole clip.
Yeah, fuck you. And so all I'm saying is that for a guy like Ye to he does this. You see the show looked amazing. I mean, it looked great. And for them to be like, no thanks. And, he did do like a public apology. I mean, he did that in January on the Wall Street Journal. But then he wrote another one once it did get canceled and basically said he is willing to meet with anyone that is basically against him coming. But it's a rehabilitation thing. Which have you listened to the album out of curiosity?
Yes, but no.
Serious.
Yes,
Okay.
nigga.
All right.
I listen to albums the day they come out.
Okay.
I don't wait 2 weeks.
No. Hey, look, but I just think that for somebody of his scope, because he is.
Who cares? Who cares?
Of the new millennium, he's one of the 5 biggest artists ever. In my
So he should bend over and beg to go to the fucking UK?
No, because now it's already canceled. So he's not bending over. I just think it's more along the lines of, I don't know because I just don't know him, but like, I believe he's honestly being sincere about like what it is. And I guess it doesn't resonate or matter to people. But at the same time,
they'll never know.
But it also gets back to the point of why he said what he said, whether on or off meds, about the idea of who's controlling all.
Hey, but here's the thing. But here's the thing. If you say these things And these people say, hey, fuck you. We don't want to fuck with you. Why are you begging to go make money with them? Why are you going to why are you begging to make them money?
Wait, was he begging or did they choose him?
The nigga issued another apology and said, I'll meet with whoever. That's begging. That means you want to go there. Fuck them. And I'm not talking about a specific group of people.
They sold Pepsi to fucking SoFi that night. Like
no. Bro. All the sponsors were good with Kanye until they weren't good with Kanye. They weren't shocked.
Somebody came out and said something again.
Yeah, but they didn't have to come out and say something.
But who are we giving the power to then?
I'm talking to the United Kingdom, the country that banned Kanye from even entering their country.
It got announced weeks prior.
Yeah, cool. I got you. But the UK banned him from
that day.
Yeah, they banned him from coming to the country.
They banned it once somebody said something, and that somebody.
Fine. Yeah. But they banned him. The UK banned him. That's a fact.
I know
yes, but you're adding information to an argument right now that I'm making that's irrelevant. I don't care when they banned him. They banned him. I don't care why they banned him. They banned. It does. No, you don't know my argument because I haven't made it.
I'm sorry.
So yeah, you're adding information and I know what I'm saying. Like they banned him. That's the only thing that I can point to. I have thoughts based on what happened, but they banned him. Okay, you're banned. Why the hell are you, Kanye, an icon, a billionaire? I don't care if you're not a billionaire on paper. Kanye is worth $1 billion. Why? Because Kanye can generate $1 billion. Okay, he can. If those figures are true, he generated $33 million in revenue. Again, that's not profit. He generated 30. He got people to spend $33 million in 2 days. Okay. If you have that leverage, you have that earning ability. If somebody tells you no, okay, so what? Kanye crashes websites. Kanye sells out shows. His fans, they travel. He mobilizes them. Bring the people to you. Stop trying to, and this is more of a black people thing. Stop trying to integrate in every place where you're not allowed. Should you be allowed to integrate? Absolutely. But this is a whole nother country with a different constitution. Americans aren't owed the right to go internationally and fucking tour. You don't live there. You don't pay taxes there. Do you pay taxes when you go there and work? Absolutely. But you're not part of that country. So if they say no, okay. It is what it is. Everything isn't for everybody. Even if you are international, doesn't mean you can go in every nation.
Mm-hmm.
And if they don't want to let you, why should you beg them and go cop all these pleas, even if it's true? Even if it's true, you've already said you're sorry. You've already done your explanation. The only thing that you can do at this point is to live differently and hope people forgive you. But going with your hand out, hey, I really want to do this. What do I need to do? No, that's not moving from a position of power. That's asking for white acceptance. And we've got to stop asking for white acceptance. We got to start asking for white respect. And getting white respect starts with us standing up for ourselves. Something like, hey, all of hip hop saying, hey, we're not going to the UK. You know what? We're not going to Europe. You know what I mean? Doing something like that to take a true stand and create conversations behind the scenes and get shit moving. That creates respect, not this other shit.
I wish I had my wallet on me. I have a $1 bill in there, but basically I was going to flash it. And the reason why is because ultimately that's what stops that one way or another too. Anyone that aligns with it, everybody, they try to associate that type of stuff with it. Like, for instance, Dave Chappelle, somebody who's notoriously another uncancelable person, right?
Yeah, he has the people.
Concert, they showed him, or he posted or put it like something. I saw it. It was on Twitter. He's there, right? Lauryn Hill, who is somebody I couldn't believe that she got up there and they did the song together. Just because of the history of the song and why she isn't even the original voice on it, right? Because she didn't approve of the record when he first came out. but the idea that they did it, and then, I mean, Travis Scott, somebody who, for
what the fuck does that have to do with bending over for white acceptance?
Let me reel it all in. Then you have Travis Scott, who also is there, who's somebody that, to a degree, I guess, would you say they tried to, or
I don't know.
The whole Astro World thing, and people.
I don't care about Travis Scott, so I don't know.
Okay. Well, a lot of popular opinion believes that they tried to basically cancel him because of that. But what I will say is this: Kanye, you can say that, like, well, why apologize a second time and say that you're willing to meet with people? Because he more than likely is genuinely sorry. Whether he was.
How do you know that? You don't know him.
I know, I already said that earlier, but this is what I'm saying. As a fan, I would like to think that he is, and I don't think that he would go to these lengths unless he was. Whether he misses the money or actually he's genuinely sorry, I just think that he wants to make those wrongs right. Because nobody out here hates, there are people out here that hate. Me personally, I don't hate anybody. So, but if I say something and somebody takes it, whether it's directly me saying something that directly is a hate speech, but I said it once, twice, 3, 4, 5 times over a span of any period, but I'm apologizing about it because I don't truly feel that way, I will do what it takes to get in good graces. It doesn't mean that you're going to bend me over or fucking put a muzzle on me and basically I just don't have a voice. You can't end somebody's life over some people will, but like.
But that's the conversation. That's the conversation. Where's the line of speech? Especially something that's free speech is protected against, being jailed in America. But that was also at a time where you didn't necessarily have to have money to just survive in America. You know what I'm saying? So,
and that's exactly why I brought up the.
But also, but he's not. But hold on. But he's not going to America. That's not in America, and. Yeah, and making things right with a certain community, you put your words out there, you live you move on. But if you're going to try to apologize to every single person to make it right with them, you're never going to get anywhere. And I don't give Kanye the benefit of the doubt enough because there's always money tied behind his good actions. There's usually a rollout tied behind. There's always something coming. Even with his apology a couple of months ago, well, he has an album coming out now that makes fucking sense why he would put out an apology. So I don't give him the benefit of the doubt, but I also don't care because I don't care about what these people say. I care if you're an entertainer, I care about you entertaining, and I only care about you. And that's all I care about. I could give a fuck less who Kanye West loves or hates. What's the country guy Shane Wallen? I listen to his music. Why? Because it's good. But I don't care about his beliefs.
That's the point of the apology, though. Again, if we care about his music, he's got a PR team like most of those people do. It's not even damage control. It's just like, do you want to save your career or not? Do you want to make the music? If Kanye dropped an album and didn't apologize, I would have still listened because I'm a hard fan. But there are people out here that maybe wouldn't have fucking listened if he didn't. He just dropped. Yeah,
but you gotta stop. No,
you might be apologetic.
I don't give a fuck.
But that's why he's doing it because he's.
But you did it. You did it. Stand in it. Stand in what the fuck you did. and live with who
already.
live.
That's why he did it.
But hey, and guess what? You can't go to the UK now. Get the fuck over it. You shouldn't have did what you did. Like I don't agree with that, but that's the situation. Life has consequences. Stand on what the fuck you did.
So
or
then, well, wait. You don't agree with it, but you're saying this. What do you think? So, what is if you're his concert manager / PR team? What do you do?
We're going to who my strategy coming off of all of his anti-Semitic and perceived anti-Semitic comments, because I don't think everything that was considered anti-Semitic, it was anti-Semitic. So I'm going to call some of it perceived. We're going to go to where we can get booked, but I would more so look into creating a space for people to find us that we independently own, because we are connected to the people. We are not connected to the institutions, and the institutions aren't rocking with us. So I'm only rocking with institutions who rock with us, and I'm going to go independent. I'm not going to beg to go any and everywhere, because I understand what his comments did, what his comments does, and how that closes doors. And that's the reality that you have to accept.
Though. That was like what happened.
No. I mean, no. I'm talking about creating a concert space independently. Like him going to SoFi, that's not independent. SoFi and whoever runs that has to still approve of him being there.
Stan Kroenke had to okay it.
Yeah, so somebody still has to okay it. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about creating a space to where people don't have to okay it. You are the okayer because you have the tie to the people. So, and you've proven over 20 years that you can get the people to show up, you can get the people to spend money. So why would you?
City ordinance and stuff, they're just
but you figure it out, because that's what happens when you make those types of statements. You have to live with those consequences. You're genuinely
sorry, or if you're sorry,
it doesn't matter.
You want to get your
it doesn't
money.
matter. It doesn't matter. But I don't have to forgive you. I don't care if you're sorry.
But at the same time, whether genuine or not, these are the steps you still have to take one way or another.
No, he's taken the steps, and people have responded based on the steps. Now, once I tell you I'm sorry, if I'm truly sorry, you're only getting one apology out of me. I'm not going to repeat myself, because me continuing to apologize to you does not change anything. The only thing that can change your mind is changed action. And I can only do that by living. I can't do that by just talking. Niggas can say anything. You can only show people that you're truly sorry by living. And if people don't want to forgive you, they're not going to forgive you. So why beg for somebody's forgiveness who you don't even fucking know? These ain't your fucking friends. These people don't give a damn about you. You just want to go make money in whatever space that you want to, because you feel like you're good enough to. But guess what? You're not, because you did something. You said some things that told people, I don't care how much money we can make together, I don't want to do business with you. And that's people's right. I can disagree with their decision, especially when you're talking about an artist going to a country where the fans want to see him, support the fans. What his words may have hurt people's feelings, but words don't actually do anything. When people say, oh, I was so offended by this comment. Well, toughen up. Did it actually affect your life? Did the words lead to actions that affected your life? Probably not. Racist people don't bother me. Racist people who oppress people bother me. There's a difference. I don't care if you think you're better than me. That's fine. I don't care if you think I'm lesser than you. That's fine. Are you mistreating me? Are you stopping me from getting the things that I'm due? That's when it becomes a problem. So that's why I have a problem with them doing it to Kanye. But at the same time, they can do whatever the fuck they want. It's their country.
Well,
if a community, or if a certain community that he talks about has influence over major industries, major venues, major sponsors, and their ability to make money and get money, right? If they say, hey, we're not going to do business with you if you do business with him, they're entitled to do that. Hey, he apologized. We don't care. We don't accept it. We'll never accept it.
I agree.
Nigga, you can't say a positive thing about Hitler today in America and not be called an anti-Semite. And I do not stand with Hitler and the things that he did, but as somebody who just studies history, you can extract positive things from what he did. The man damn near took over the world.
Which is what Kanye said.
Yes. Like, though, there are positive leadership traits, leadership qualities, building a culture, military strategy that you can take from Hitler. And I think we should be able to say that, and it's okay. I think we should be able to say things that are wrong and offensive to some degree and have a conversation about it to work to right. I don't live in the world of you're supposed to say the right thing all the time, because then that means everybody's thinking the same.
And
like,
that's exactly why that nigga ran for president. He was never gonna win. But the thing is
that was stupid. That was stupid.
Yeah, on his end, I think it was a waste of money. But at the same time, I think that the point is that this dude, he normally, a lot of the stuff, I think at least, and this is as a fan, and again, it's not Dick
you have a bear tat on your chest, so like, relax.
It's not a bear, it's a lion, but it is inspired by one of his artist chains, though. That's the crazy part. But or one of his former artist chains. But I have a bear shit in my. I have the rug, but regardless. So where's my OVO chain then, Lee? I mean, that was what you're always.
I mean, look. I own more than one chain.
Okay. Well, I know the 1017 one. You know what the best thing about and I don't want to get off the Kanye thing, but we're pretty much done.
No, we're about to close the show out because I got it's 10 o'clock.
I know. Gucci man, though, it's crazy because obviously everybody's, as they should be, which is the normal way that anyone should look at anything. Why would that nigga rob him? But you know, back in the day, somebody would have really said something. And I know Briscoe, nobody rapper, right? I guess Gucci had the lyric about Briscoe.
Yeah.
And then Briscoe basically he waited 17 years to essentially address it because he couldn't do it over the mic. But this new reform Gucci, which is so crazy because Gucci and Kanye both are bipolar fucking people. And like they've accepted it, and like you see two different aspects of it today.
Well, yeah, I think Gucci has an infrastructure around him that he trusts, so they protect him from himself, as opposed to Kanye. I don't think he trusts anybody, so he can't be protected.
One's more outspoken, and then I think that even aside from that, like they are also just like, I mean, Kanye, he's bigger than Gucci, right? So like it's like he's a pop artist.
Yeah, but the point is it's
more niche.
Anyway. Yeah, we're not gonna call him niche. We're not gonna do that.
I'm saying he is. I love Gucci Man too.
But Gucci Man's one of the best A&R / executives in hip hop, so we're not gonna call him niche. We're not gonna do that.
I don't disagree with that, but it doesn't change that he's more of a niche. Like his music is niche. It is niche.
If you're gonna compare it to Kanye, yes, but in general, no.
Yeah, it's niche.
Gucci Man tours the country, man. Stop it.
I'm sure he's been out of the country, but I'm saying
he has a song with Bruno Mars. That's not.
I'm just saying Gucci's not packing out SoFi. They're two different artists. It doesn't mean that Gucci's not Gucci. It just is,
nobody's packing out. It's like 5 people can pack out.
Well, Kendrick is with SZA because he's got to have an R&B act. But
yeah. So like
Taylor Swift,
but you're saying you were talking about Kanye packing out SoFi like that's normal, and
it's not.
Like Travis Scott can't do that, and he's a A-list artist. Future is probably a top 5 He's a top 5 hip hop artist when it comes to like verses. Like if you just go catalogs.
But he couldn't do it.
But he can't do it. So like
he couldn't do it too straight.
Yeah. But it's a bad comparison to make to anybody selling out SoFi because there are so few people who can do it.
I only brought it up because it happened. But the thing is that I'm just saying, okay, my grand scheme point was just that they're both bipolar and they both now have been in the media here recently. But the thing is that both of these dudes are ultimately, I would assume, like I said, I don't know either of them, but like, I think that they're just reformed individuals. That's why even in a situation like that, people are like, man, Pooh Shiesty wouldn't have did that to 07 Gucci, right? Because the thought, actually, and I agree, I think we all agree that if Gucci Mane was the Gucci Mane with the gut and shit, somebody probably ends up dead in this situation.
Yeah,
but,
a lot of people end up dead.
Yes.
Because it becomes a shootout.
In general, based on what we think we know.
Well, yeah, I'm saying it becomes a shootout. No, it becomes a shootout in the studio.
That's what I'm saying. Somebody's going to end up dead. Yeah.
Damn near everybody's dead.
Yeah.
But no, Gucci Mane's an executive. So he's doing what an executive who doesn't want to go back to prison does. I had this artist force me into signing a contract. Here's what happened. Oh, they do the investigation, they go get the artist. And Pooh Shiesty's lawyer came out today and said that Gucci Mane is going to testify against him. He should. If you're a law-abiding citizen and you remove yourself from that street culture, and your goal was to pull people out of that culture and teach them a better way, what better example could you have than getting up on the stand to go against your artist, your investment, because that person tried to bring street justice into civilian situations. So you're going to treat him like a civilian because you are a civilian, and he's going to end up, you know what I'm saying, on chain gang.
Like you said, he's got a structure.
Let's call this out here.
Yeah, he's got a structure around him, and it makes sense, and that's what he should do, because if that is in fact what happened, then I don't see anything wrong with it.
We know hip hop culture is going to call him a rat.
Yeah, I know. It's either continue to make money off the nigga while he rots in prison, or stand up for the street code, whatever the fuck that means. But those are the two streets that niggas look at it as, right? Like,
and that's the problem. We've got to get hood niggas out of the hood and show them a different life. And then we have to take the niggas who aren't from the hood and show them that hood life isn't black life. And damn, we even talk about Angel Reese coming to the aid. Let's close that
up kind of in the beginning, but
what are your thoughts on Angel Reese coming to Atlanta? You know, the Barbie
business
coming to the city. You know, she is Yas Queen, and this is like a Yas Queen city.
Yeah, she's a city girl. Yeah, I mean, isn't that what they said?
I mean, Wendell Carter, he is from here. He went to Pace Academy. That's who she's dating. So I imagine
they date. Yeah.
I imagine he lives here in the off season.
I don't think that wasn't the main reason. No, I'm not saying it was, but like the main reason, we did touch on it in pre-production, but the main reason, this is good for business for everybody. Like, I think her jersey, if there's ever going to be, and I'm sure in Indiana there's plenty of Caitlin Clark jerseys, but if there's ever going to be a city that will rock a WNBA jersey, it'll be for her here. I sure see that.
Oh golly,
like
we're gonna see that
for real.
That shit's gonna be all over the Beltline.
Yeah, like and niggas and women alike will do it. Like, everybody's gonna do it. White men,
I might go.
You know what I mean? Like, I could see, like, I think that it's good for business. I think we did speak to, it's good for it's a good basketball. If they're keeping the team that they had last year intact, it's good. It's a good basketball move too, because she adds something one way or another to a team, and not just selling tickets. Like, she will add to the team. I think it was a great move by them, certainly, though, from a merchandising standpoint. Like, it makes a ton of sense. And for her career-wise, I think it just makes sense. Like, she can do a podcast. This is Black Hollywood anyways, right? So it's like, it just makes a lot of sense.
Well, I was just thinking about basketball and the dream. What they did they make the finals or they make the semis?
They
They
have
made
the
the
best
semis.
record in the East, but they
Yeah,
were
they made the semis. They got beat by Indy without Caitlin Clark. That's
well, we
right.
were both watching that game that night. If you remember what happened,
Oh god, yeah,
it was
yeah.
like a weird thing at the end how they
They
lost.
Atlanta. Yeah, they Atlanta.
Yeah,
Ron Howard was tripping. That's right.
yeah.
But I think it makes the team a lot better, and I support that. And that indie thing just reminded me of one last thing, like just one closing statement for me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm following this sports conspiracy thing here. We had the Pacers make the finals. We had the Shock make the finals. We had the damn Hoosiers win the Natty. We got
Yeah,
Jeff
The Colts were 7-1. I
7-1,
Daniel Jones
and then
gets
a
hurt, so you can't do
major
it.
injury ruined the season. We've got Jeff Teague. We've got Pat McAfee. We've got Mark Cuban who went to IU. Are we trying to and like they had like the Natty in they had like college stuff in Indiana, like the combine's
The
already
national
there
championship was just there.
at Lucas. Yeah, the national. What are we trying to turn Indy into something?
No. Well,
It seems like it.
quick question though, because I did see that when you sent that. Whitlock shoots it. I thought he was in Nashville.
Yeah, but he's from Indiana. He's from Indianapolis.
Oh, all right. I was because when I saw, I was like, he doesn't fucking shoot there. But like, good question.
No.
I mean, we did business there. I used to go there kind of a little bit. I don't think that Indy is a bad Midwest like city or anything, but like I don't think that they can turn that into much more. It's literally I had to look up when we started working there, I looked up like everything about it. Like I found out
When did you start working there?
2018. Labor Day weekend was our first weekend working there.
It's 2026. A lot's probably changed since then.
No, I'm sure. And we didn't stop working there though until like 2003. But
no,
like,
I'm just saying.
Old, but like,
I'm just saying, like with all of this recent stuff that's popping up out of there, like Indiana's not an organic place for what we're seeing. And all of these events being in Indiana, like there are a lot of events that have been in Indianapolis.
But they kind of have been having like the Final Four has been going.
Yes, it has, but more shit happening in Indianapolis. We're seeing more stuff, and I just think it's something to watch. Where are we at on time? Because I'm done, but I'm just curious where we're at on time.
1:48 in terms of our game clock.
Oh, yeah. You got anything else you want to throw out here before we call it? I got to try to call the kid before she goes to sleep.
I think that we're done here.
Parlay Pete. We didn't really talk about Michigan either, but college basketball.
They were the most dominant team. I'm mad because we didn't do a locker room bracket, but I can screenshot and say I picked Michigan to win the whole thing. So
what about
I bet a ton of money on them, even though they were huge favorites. I still was like, yeah, man, they're gonna win tonight, and they did. So it was good.
Tell me about your thoughts on UNC's new coach to close us out.
I thought it was interesting, and I know that they a stat that I read, which it totally fucking like skipped my mind, that Larry Brown did coach at Kansas. So he's the only NBA champion coach to ever win a national championship. But actually, the Pistons. I was about to say, who the fuck did he win with? Because I was like, he didn't win with the Sixers. He's the Pistons coach.
Yeah.
I think it's interesting for a guy that I don't know Mike Malone's background. I know he was never a college head coach, but he coached
in college, yeah, like in the early 2000s.
So I think it'll be interesting, but I think it's the more telling sign of it is with him there and then Belichick there as well, is that college sports are more pro sports now anyways, to where you can easily make that transition, and the money is about the same for them anyways. And same thing for top-rated recruits coming in, they're going to get paid rookie skill contracts in college. So it's like, it's weird because it is becoming now what the G League, I guess, the minors, football doesn't have NFL Europe anymore.
It's not even G League minors because
No, it's better. It's better.
No,
but I'm saying,
well, it's two different sports happening at the same time. You have NBA prospects playing college basketball, then you have college basketball players playing college basketball, and it's like,
well, there's way more teams, right? Like, but
yes, but it's, I mean, even I like the nuance and style of play, but I don't care about college basketball right now. I care about Mike Malone going to UNC, and he's an outsider. They don't hire outsiders. But so I'm curious to see how the alumni, what recruiting is going to look like, and what the future of UNC basketball is going to be, because it's going to be different. It's going to be really different. And you know, UNC plays a shitty version of basketball. It's not a great TV product.
Do you think Michael Jordan had any?
I don't know.
Anything to do with it?
It hasn't crossed my mind. Like it hasn't.
That's what I'm asking though.
Like, I don't know. Like maybe, but I don't know. I'm not into. I don't know how much he's invested in UNC basketball on a serious note. I also don't know how much his opinion is truly valued. I know they allow him to speak and show up and do whatever the fuck he wants, right?
He's got to be a booster of some sort.
Yes, but do they actually care what Michael says? You know what I mean?
I know his logo's on a lot of jerseys, but like,
yeah, no, they're gonna keep him happy, right? They're gonna, but do they actually value his opinion, or do they just use it because he's Michael? You know what I'm saying?
One thing that I do know about that program is that they do offer their players. I'm sure Oregon does it too, but like they can get any pair of Jordans they want.
Yeah, yeah, but that doesn't necessarily mean.
I know, and he's not even hands on with his own.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. I'm saying
NASCAR races, right?
And I'm saying maybe Mike doesn't even care about UNC that much, or he cares enough to be like, I don't want to say anything because people are going to hang on to what I say, and I'm not smart enough on this. So that's why I'm saying, like, I'm open to so many things, that I don't know. And if I said something on here, I would just be pulling a Steve and just talking because
there's a microphone. Steve every now and then.
I don't like it, but
he's the most important man in black sports media. Well, media period, I guess, if you ask others, but
bro,
sports media at least. But
Steve is the most important or biggest one because he'll do anything for a check,
and he'll tell you that too.
Yeah. He's a paid actor. He doesn't mind hiding it. He doesn't mind showing it. But hey, man, it's another good week.
It was. I always enjoy these shows where we're off the cuff and we kind of just. Yeah, I know, but I know.
I didn't look at them the whole show.
Didn't need to.
All right, dog. We'll do this again next week.
All right. Salutations, good people.
All right, y'all have a good week now.
All right, bro.